I reckon it would be good to share a little bit about what Snack and Chat is.
Yeah.
Because I am aware that some of you guys might have only gone to the 9, the 10, or the 10:30. And you might go, what is
Gatherings
this?
to activate?
Yes, the gatherings
Yeah,
at Activate.
yeah.
And so you might be, I don't know what Snack and Chat is because it's something that happens at the 6 p.m. So the team, we decided we wanted some point of connection.
Yep.
And so we decided what is really, really, really good for connection. And you know what it is? Food. Everybody loves food. So we came up with a thing called Snack and Chat, where we put on a meal and everyone hangs out after church and we connect. We chat, we talk, and it is such a good time.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it is really hard for us to put a meal on for you. I wish we could. So tonight is BYO Snacks.
Yep.
Chat you can do in the chat function. Make sure you use that because it's a really cool space to connect with people, interact with what we're talking about.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that's what Snack and Chat is. It's just about connection, about belonging, which is one of our key values at Activate, which is one of my favorite values. I love the belonging thing, the connecting with people. That is so good.
Yeah, it is. And we've got our own snacks.
Oh, we have.
I have got some snacks here that I'll get out shortly. Got a bit of a challenge for Tim.
Why aren't I allowed to see them?
I'll leave them there for now.
Okay, someone's being sneaky.
So make sure if you have got your snacks with you, we want to see what snacks you've got. So send through a photo of you with your snacks or just your snacks if you don't want to be in the photo. That would be cool.
Vanessa is Snack and Chat in bed.
Wow.
Well done. That is the cool thing about this lockdown thing. Or we're not really in lockdown anymore, but you can do church in bed. It's great. I would like to say, though, that we aren't in bed, so, you know, it's cool.
Yep. There's been heaps of really cool stuff happening with lots of our young adults and stuff over the last little while. Some awesome music being put out. I've seen Tyra and Maria and Josh and Sarah Hughes. Heaps of awesome music going on, guys. Absolutely love it.
Yeah.
So make sure that if you haven't checked those guys out, that you do that because it's worth it. It's so worth it. They're awesome.
Phenomenal, the talent, the God-gifted talent we have at Activate. It really is. So make sure you look up some of our creatives because they are astonishing. Just so good. So good.
Yeah, definitely. All right. So I've got a bit of a challenge for you.
For me?
Yeah, I do. But first, since this is Snack and Chat, I have got some food news. So I found out that in the second week of lockdown, second week of level 4 in New Zealand, there was a bit of a spike in the purchasing of snack foods, which is kind of not really surprising because you can't go out for hot chips or takeaways or whatever. So there was a spike in the purchase of snack foods. Potato chips. Do you know how much the percentage went up in the purchasing of potato chips?
I love potato chips.
What do you reckon?
Okay, I'll guess 150.
No, 40%.
Oh.
Only 40%. Chocolate bickies went up 34%. Lollies, ice cream, croissants and cheese, they went up 47% in that second week.
Yeah.
And do you know how much blue cheese went up? So, okay, I tried to buy blue cheese 2 fortnights in a row on our groceries and got denied. They didn't supply it. There was no blue cheese at the supermarket.
Blue cheese, really? That's a really polarizing thing.
Do you know how much that went up?
50.
Nah, 26% blue cheese. And Scotch fillet steak went up 20%. So, give us a like or a love if you went out and bought any of those things. I'm pretty sure everybody did, to be fair. I mean,
do you like blue cheese?
I love blue cheese. And I'm pretty sure Pastor Sheridan likes blue cheese as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I love blue cheese, but it's such a polarizing thing. Some people are like, it tastes like feet, which I don't understand because I love it. But it also goes well on that steak you're talking about.
Yeah, it does. Yep, for sure. And the 4 most popular meals in the world. Can you guess what the 4 most popular meals in the world are?
Well, if you're a guy, spaghetti on toast, Wheat Bix.
Nope.
Oh, those are my go-to. Oh, eggs on toast.
Eggs on toast.
Anything with bacon.
right?
No?
Muller likes anything but blue cheese.
Anything but blue cheese.
Yep. Owen reckons KFC.
Yep, you can't. Well, you can buy KFC now.
You can buy KFC, but it's not one of the. Well, it kind of is actually. So the fourth most popular meal in the world is chicken. So it's not really like these are kind of not meals in themselves, but things that you use for meals. So chicken.
Yep. Do you want to hear a quick funny story of my time in India?
Yep.
So we were at Surinder's house and Rishma's house, and they were the people looking after us, and they made this chicken stuff, which was like exactly like KFC. It was so good. Me and Pastor Sharon were just like yum 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 because we thought it was dinner. Turns out that was the entree. We were so full of chicken, we just struggled to get dinner down. But
oh dear.
I want to go back to India and have some more chicken. It was so good.
Awesome. Yeah, so chicken, that's number 4. The third most popular meal in the world is pizza. And I would put my hand up for that. I love pizza, like a really, really good pizza.
Yep, Sal's.
Sal's pizza. Yep.
We don't own shares in Sal's. Just
Americans eat 350 slices of pizza per second. 350 slices of pizza per second.
I thought you were talking about per person.
No, per second.
Whoa.
And second is rice and first is pasta. So
Okay.
pasta is the number 1 most popular meal in the world.
I do love a good bolognese and lasagna.
Yeah, definitely. So I'm hoping you guys have all got your snacks and you are eating away with your snacks and having a listen and chatting with each other in the chat function there. Now I have got some snacks for Tim.
I love snacks.
I'm just going to put a blindfold on him and we're just going to see if he can guess what these snacks are.
Well, this is exciting.
Can you? All right. So I've got a few here. Let's see, this one here. Let's see if he can guess what it is.
Well, that's a
What is
pickle.
it? Who loves pickles? Yeah, it's a baby gherkin.
Well, that's basically a
They're
big.
pretty good. I like baby gherkins, especially with like a really good tasty cheese.
And
All
a burger.
Let's mix this up a little bit. All right. Can you guys see that? There we go. What's this one?
Rice cracker.
What flavour?
Ah.
What flavour rice cracker is it?
Well, I've seen our cupboard, so I know we've got cheese and barbecue.
Yep.
I think cheese.
Nah, it's barbecue one.
At a 50% chance of getting it right.
Chance, and you got it wrong. All right. I don't know if you guys know what these are, but they're really, really good. I'll tell you what they are in a minute. All right. What's this?
Oh, they're the pea thingies. Pea snacks. Pea snacks?
Pea snaps. Yep. What flavour is it?
Barbecue.
No, it's not barbecue.
That was just a guess, by the way, because the last one was barbecue. All I
It's
could
not
think
barbecue. What is it?
of. Oh. I don't know. The only word that's coming to head is.
Salt and vinegar.
Okay, yep, that
Your
makes
least
sense.
favourite.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of salt and vinegar,
Okay.
but that was okay.
I have got one of these guys. Let's see if you can guess what flavour this is. I really like those. William chose those, by the way. I asked him what he wanted in the groceries, and that's what he wanted.
Is it like the
So
works?
potato chips, but what flavour? No, it's not the works.
It's not chicken.
No, it's not chicken.
It's some weird flavour like roast beef, but not roast beef. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's bacon.
Oh!
Smoky bacon.
Yeah, it tastes like bacon.
Those are good. Those are good.
I can taste the bacon.
All right, now I don't know if you guys can see this. Here you go. Now, I don't know if you know what they are, but Tim hasn't had these in ages. I wonder if he's going to work out what it is. All right. It's there. What is it? You can take the blindfold off now, by the way. Do you know what it is?
No, but it's kind of horrible.
All right, it's do you know what the flavour is?
Is horrible the flavour?
No, horrible's not a flavour. Do you know what the flavour is?
No.
It's pizza. It's a pizza bean. It's a fava bean. It's a dried fava bean. They're so good.
They taste so much better when you can see them. I actually kind of like those.
Yep. So, yeah, those are some of our go-to snacks. We like those in our house. Yeah.
My glasses are steaming up.
All right, better sort that out.
All right.
So I hope you guys are enjoying your snacks. And yeah, if you need some snack ideas, there's ours.
Yeah. Let us know in the comments what you guys love to eat, love to snack. I'm going to share a bit of a thought now.
Yeah.
It is loosely food related. So there you go. I hope you give me some kudos for that. But
Well done.
thank you. So I'm going to go over to my computer here, which is going to help me. All right. So the other morning, I was milking some cows for a friend of mine. And as I was milking some cows, I knew I had to speak tonight. So I was thinking about all the things that I could talk about. And I wanted to be in tune with what God wanted to talk about. And so I was sitting there milking and racking my brain and thinking about all the things that I could possibly talk about. You know, I wanted to come up with a message that was not a message because I'm not preaching to you because, you know, it's snack and chat. It's more just a chat or just a thought than a preach. But I just wanted to share something with you guys that was powerful and life-changing. And so I sat there and as I was milking and I was thinking. And the more I was thinking, the further away from what I believe God wanted me to share I got. And so, do you know what the problem was? I was trying to come up with something. And the more I tried to come up with something, the less, or the further away from what I believe God wanted to share I got.
Yeah.
So the reason for that is because I was trying to come up with something spiritual from my own brain, from my own natural resources. So here's the thing. Every one of us has been called to do something by God.
Yeah.
We all have a purpose and a destiny and a calling in Him. And it is not natural. It is deeply spiritual. It is deeply grounded in who our Father is. Simply put, we cannot do what God has called us to do spiritually from our own natural resources.
Yeah.
We can only do that by spending time with God. So I've got a couple of verses I want to share with you guys. Romans chapter 8, verse 16. I love that. For His Spirit joins with our spirit to affirm that we are God's children. And 2 Timothy 1:9. This is the verse I was talking about the other night. Sorry, a little bit of a side note. We were hanging out with some friends last night. And
Via Zoom.
Via Zoom. We were still in our bubble. Colin, Kelly, hey, if you guys are watching. And we were talking about that verse, boldly come into His presence. And I was like, I was reading that verse today, and I was also reading 2 Timothy. So I was like, that's in 2 Timothy. It's not. It's in Hebrews 4:16. So I thought I was clever, but I wasn't. But anyway, this is the verse in 2 Timothy I was talking about, which only a couple of people are going to connect with. But that's okay. He gave us resurrection life and drew us to Himself by His holy calling on our lives. And it wasn't because of any good we have done, but by His divine pleasure and marvelous grace that confirmed our union with the anointed Jesus. And I want to read a couple of other versions of that. NIV says He has called us, He has saved us and called us to a holy life. The old King James Version, which I do not read very often anymore, but it puts it like this. He called us with a holy calling. I love that. You are called with a holy calling.
Yeah.
So eventually I probably could have come up with something to share tonight out of myself. But if I want to do what God has called me to do, and I believe at this time in His life, sharing His love, preaching, speaking, that sort of thing is something He wants me to do. So if I want to do that the way God wants me to do that, then I want to do it out of an overflow of His Spirit.
Yeah.
So I want my spirit to be in communion with His Spirit.
Yeah, definitely.
So by 6 a.m. in the morning, while I was still milking, I'd kind of given up on thinking about a message, and I was, thinking about something. And then I started to spend time with God. Milking cows is a great place to spend time with God. If you've ever milked cows before, put in the comments, because I don't know how many of us have, but I kind of enjoy milking cows. So I gave up trying to think about what I could share out of my natural mind. And I just started to spend time with God. So I was praising him, and I was praying, and I was worshiping and doing all those things. And then a real ease came over me. A real, ease is the right word.
Yeah.
And then all these thoughts about what I could share started to develop, which is really, really cool. Because I'd given up trying to do what God has asked me to do spiritually with my own natural resources.
It's good.
So, my thought is food related, which is great. So no amount of me straining my brain for a brilliant idea was ever going to bring any brilliant ideas, because my brain's not that good. It's okay. I'm not being hard on myself, but God is so much better than I am. And so when I gave up naturally and I just spent time with God, I was feeding my spirit. And the overflow of me feeding my spirit, so the overflow of you feeding your spirit, is you'll be able to do what God spiritually has asked you to do.
Yeah.
So I used to be a farmer, and sometimes I wouldn't get breakfast till after lunch. And who knows, if you are working hard and you don't eat, your ability to work gets less and less and less and less and less. And eventually you have to stop and force yourself to eat. Because if you do a physical job, you need food. You need to feed yourself so you have energy to do your physical job. It's the
Even
same.
mentally.
Even mentally.
Yeah.
That is true, yes. Even if you want to drive somewhere, you need to feed your car fuel. If you want your kids to grow up strong, you need to feed them for them to grow up strong.
Feed them good food.
Yeah, feed them good food. Yeah. Not just, I don't know, what did we just eat? Gherkins and snacks. So, spending time with God in prayer and worship and praise and reading his word is spiritual food.
Yeah.
And the overflow from you spiritually feeding yourself is you will be able to do what God has asked you to do. And
That's good.
in the way that he wants you to do it. You'll be so much more connected to him. And I was thinking about it today. So I said before, we all have a calling. We all have a destiny. We all have a purpose in God. Can you tell me, Jems, what is the greatest command that God's given us?
To love God and love people.
High five, she got it right. So the greatest thing God has asked us to do is to love God and love people.
Yeah.
To me, loving people is about sharing the hope and the faith that I have in Jesus Christ, in the way he has called me, in the way he has gifted me to the people he has called me to share it with.
Yeah.
But sorry, I just had to read my notes a little bit. You're like, we've lost him, but no, I'm still here. I was just reading my notes. But our effectiveness, I got that word out eventually. Our effectiveness to love people is to the degree that we love God. So to the degree that we spend time with him.
Yeah. It's good.
So if you're not sure what God has called you to do, if you're still struggling with that what am I here for thing, then spending time with God, it allows him to deposit purpose into you. It allows him to deposit passion into you. And so spending time is the best way you can do that. Or spending time with God is the best way you can do that.
For sure.
Bit of a plug. If you're still struggling, there is this amazing, amazing thing called Activate College. Their purpose, their calling is to help you to find your calling, to help you to find what you're passionate about, to help you to find where God has placed you and why he has placed you, or why he has made you the way he has made you.
Yeah.
Which is amazing. So yeah, Activate College, great place. So I've talked tonight a little bit about spiritually feeding ourselves so that we can do what God has spiritually asked us to do. We all have a calling. We all have a purpose. We all have a destiny in God. But can I encourage us to start by taking a step back? And what I mean by that is just spend time with your loving Father just because. Just because he loves you so much. Just because he wants to spend time with you. You know, and it is as you do that, as you spend time with God, with no agenda at all, that is when he reveals purpose to you. When he deposits passion into you. when he reveals who you are called to be, why you were put here, and what he wants from your life, which is amazing. So that's what I wanted to share tonight. That's my my thought, which I came up with, which I know, let me rephrase that, which as I spiritually fed myself, God deposited these thoughts into me.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter what you're called or gifted to do, whether it's to preach the word of God, whether it's to clean toilets at church, whether it's to, I don't know, there's a million different ways God has called people and purposed people. But the best and most effective way you can do that is just by spending time with him, by being connected with him. And one is not more important than the other. They're all equally important in purpose to God. So that's my thought for tonight. And I want to finish by praying. So I'm going to do that now. So Lord God, I just want to thank you so much for your love, for your goodness, for your grace, for your mercy, for the hope that we as Christians carry, Lord God. And Lord God, that you choose to use us to outwork your purposes.
Yeah.
That you call every single one of us. That you put passion and a calling, and you deposit who we're made to be into us, Lord God. And Lord God, I just want to pray for every single person watching, that you would right now, right here, speak into their life, call out of them who they're meant to be in you, Lord God.
Yeah.
So, Lord God, their eyes would shift from themselves and their situation, and they would focus on you. They would get a greater sense of who you are and who you have called them to be. That every single person, no matter who they are, what they've done, or what they think of themselves, has been called to greatness in you, Lord God. Simply because you love them. Simply because you call the least of us to do amazing things.
Yeah.
And so we thank you for that, Lord Jesus. In your name. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Awesome.
Awesome.
Thanks, Tim.
It is
word.
my pleasure.
I think it's something like we need constantly to be reminded of and to constantly take stock of.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I've been a Christian almost 20 years. And yeah, 3 days ago, I was still trying to do what God has called me to do out of my own head. So God's still reminding me,
Yeah.
sometimes every day, that I'm so dependent on him.
Absolutely.
Yeah.